I thought we did at least one of them.
You shouldn't have,
Maybe.
though. As far as Crow, there's there's the Star Strider's Stormtrooper group. Well, I say Stormtrooper. You know, the group that did that. You also have the ID numbers of the two intelligence operatives.
You started this to kill a bunch of people related
that
to
were
the program?
that actually gave the command and oversight stuff, which I assume would also be on your hit list.
Anybody involved, but explicitly the guys who actually showed up at the clinic. So
explicitly people directly involved in the Super Soldier program that created you and Sky.
No, not even the Super Soldier program. Specifically the people that kicked in the door to his house and gunned down the family.
Okay, and in that case, yep, yeah.
Specifically,
I feel like there's a piece of information that I...
Waiting for Yappy stuff to show up again.
Well, in theory, that's when we hit the mainland.
Also, you never gave me an answer about that guy. Or what I've remembered.
Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. I really am sorry about that.
Well,
You will get the information, I assure you. And it will be not the day before. You will get it ahead of time.
I hope so.
We have a lot of things to figure out by the sound of it.
Yeah. I know a part of these files were to give you signed countersigns. D1, I know, is a designation that you guys have heard before.
I don't know. Have I?
Yeah. D1 was had been talking with the governor. Essentially seems to have a hand in numerous amounts of intelligence projects.
Yeah, AWR division, holdover branch from the Advanced Weapons Research Division. During the interrogation with the guy that you're talking about, part of the First Intelligence Bureau.
Just being honest, these things happen every 2 weeks.
Oh no, that's why I take notes. Because in 2 weeks.
And I don't mind answering questions, especially because of that. Even if it's only been 5 seconds for the character, it's been like a long time for you guys.
Mm-hmm. But with that all said and done,
Tris, I will give you some more detailed information later, because rereading this, I can definitely...
You can see why it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, things the character can process that the player's like, this is literally walking face first into my LD.
Yeah, I have to get up relatively early.
Did we lose you?
So, again, thank you, Dave.
Oh, you're welcome.
And one hell of a climax, I like to think.
Oh,
For
thank
at
you.
least this part.
I was worried about about that. I tried to make it grand. Thank you.
I'd like to think we lived up to it. Congrats all. Good job, everybody, of doing a thing. And also, Tris, holy crap. Because as David said, you were commanding everybody and still kicking ass.
Barely, but yeah.
That you were still.
There was no barely.
I see areas where it's like, I had hoped I could leave this area of the character alone for a little while and actually branch out, but it's like, no, if we're doing more of this, I gotta keep putting points into command. Fuck other skills.
Don't worry, by the sound of it, Rory's gonna have to dump some into construction anyway.
And David and I have already talked about some things that next time we do a large battle like this, there's various tech upgrades we can start implementing to help Crow with this, because he's gonna have looked at this battle and went, okay, if I'm doing this, there's going to be certain things I need on hand. Like, if I'm going to be doing mech warrior combat again, I'm going to need a command mech. I'm going to need a mech that actually is rigged so I can actually do command bonuses.
Technically, a Marauder is supposed to be that.
Well, yes, but the Marauder did not actually have the command room upgrade that the land battleship had.
Mm-hmm.
No, I understand. It's just like...
Yeah. It's like, yes, the
Marauder's
actual
supposed to
Marauder
be
is a command mech. Now Crow
Yeah.
knows he needs to actually make a command mech.
Things we learn.
Yep. And it's like,
during
this is
the-
fine. It's just, now I know I need to put another 1, maybe 2 dice into command, and between that and the tech upgrades, I should be fine for a while.
And, hypothetically, could also, during the time skip or whatever, build an R-Wing, should we wish it.
Lord knows we in theory have the resources, depending on how much time we skip, people can, within reason, start crapping out custom stuff.
Let's see. Keep in mind, guys, you have taken the continent. You can just tell me how long you want to wait.
Well, there's a question mark on how long do we think we can get away before they notice.
Yeah.
Well, you do have the governor back.
Yes, we have the governor and we have Governor's bestie. These two are incredibly qualified to tell us this is how long that we think you can get away without them realizing you've taken the continent if we do things like fake transmissions that make everything sound normal.
Mm-hmm. Also, don't forget the most important thing that the governor will show us all, especially Crow, is this very nice office chair.
Yes.
This
The
was
office
the
chair
true
is very
reason.
important. It was the crux of the whole thing.
You don't understand. This was made with the stuffing of a lilac cacale.
All I
Very
can say
rare,
to this
extinct.
is that I feel like we've just become a hegemon, and we're gonna make Bestie and the governor be our vassal state.
You mean do you mean hegemony?
Yeah, we're going to form a hegemony, but you can also call it a civilization, a hegemon, if they are a hegemony.
Okay,
Well,
I
either
don't
way,
recognize that.
Governor's in theory running the damn thing for us. Well, him and the round table. Which is the other thing. We're going to have to figure out who represents who at the round table. I figure Gin represents the Sotal. Because that seems to be her role at every time, is be representative for
So tall
Yeah.
slash.
the Hunters. Well, they're the same thing
Yeah.
now.
No, yeah.
They are the same thing. They have merged.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'd like to talk to the Sotal, see if there are other like Sotal clans out on the mainland we can possibly reach out to interact with. I feel like that we're going to end up electing Rory to represent the miners.
I feel like Rory's just like the
Well, I mean, the
darling of
miners
the
had already
rebellion.
made him their representative to the First Order stuff anyway. So this is just the next logical step from that.
Gin will sympathize with you because she was a hunter-turned bureaucrat.
Well, I'm hoping this won't be too much bureaucracy. It's just a bunch of guys sitting around a table at Olive Garden trying to figure out how to make the government not collapse.
Oh no, I get that. So, no, I do not
Hey,
expect. I just want to say this right now. This game is meant to be about fostering a rebellion, not Civilization 6.
Right, that's why it's like I feel like it's like these people probably are best for these roles, but we don't actually have to play out these roles unless a plot point revolves around them.
So it opens up story opportunities, and I may occasionally be like, roll this random thing just so I have an idea about how things are kind of doing.
Just like once we absorb the Yappy, obviously Dimitri represents the Yappy.
I just imagine Dimitri with like a harem of Yappy.
I'm just thinking of this. I'm just like, oh dear lord. Everything I remember about my background is literally, I'm technically the son of a chief. I was forced into working with the First Order
And
to
you know what
protect
you'll find
my
out?
people. And
You
now
know
I'm
what?
technically missing.
Yeah, yep, you're technically missing. And I've said for a while, there is a Yappy plot.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had a entry point for the Yappy plot wrote up before your leave due to work.
Being night shift, yeah.
That involved someone essentially breaking away and specifically coming to find you to tell you things. But you know what? Now that you have call, you can just be talked to.
Oh no.
You get to talk to people.
It's like, how do they know I'm in my armor? Your armor's kind of molded for you.
I'm
So
your armor's the only one with a snout that's not the badger.
And does Dimitri have a tail?
I believe the Yappy did have a tail, yeah.
So yes, you're also one of the few people with a tail.
I'm short, I have a tail, I look like a hyena.
And just think, we get to start the campaign all over when we hit the mainland, because we'll have basically none of the resources we have now. No bases, only making contacts, have to smuggle shit.
Not only that, we're gonna have to be super conservative again.
Well, keep in mind...
Though I do feel like the mainland is going to be an entirely different type of thing, because it's going to be less, like, 5 guys sneaking into a base, and probably, some more on the, like, battleship-type warfare.
And also keep in mind the information I've dropped concerning what's happening in the mainland. Mm-hmm. It's a bit of a different animal than what you guys have been dealing with. Because, unlike on the mainland, there are shattered rebellions you could potentially find.
And that's what I mean. It's like we're going to be going around, there's going to be a lot of recruiting. It's going to be a lot more... I feel like, until we actually see the situation and our minds change, I feel like it's going to be much more, like, Rebel Alliance-y. Like, going in, putting groups back together, kind of like what we did here, and then a lot of, like, 1 or 2, vehicular surgical strikes versus little commando raids we were doing.
There's also the entire rumors that I believe Kane was mentioning about Del Rior.
Mm-hmm. And then we got the Lost Rior.
Del Rior.
Yep.
And especially for us, what we would probably be doing more often than not is tracking down first order excavation sites.
Yeah,
into the bay.
Yeah, it's going to be less commando raids and I think more questing and adventuring.
Yeah, because here you essentially had to light the spark yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Over there, you can do some rekindling. You may even find out secret allies or something.
Especially once word gets out that we took this continent.
And
have a giant planetary shield to.
And something I do want to point out. The Eclipse Edge, after your victory, essentially made another pass and then left.
And that's why I did the meme. If they're going to watch, I'm going to give them something to look at.
Oh no.
I expect to see that shit plastered up in back alleys in every city we go to.
It's a shame I won't be able to drag Gin with us.
Well, we'll see. I mean, they may choose somebody else, or she may be able to part-time it. I mean, Leia was part of the command structure of the fucking rebellion, and she went everywhere.
Oh, again?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna be a thing that because like
they may like somebody else. I just envision it being her, just because it's always been her.
She has gotten used to her job. But she does not prefer it.
Oh, I don't blame her. It's a lousy place to be in. I'm still wondering why the fuck they picked her. But
because she, it was one of those things of, we see the potential in you as soon as you're, if we can focus your strange amalgam of kind of being lazy and adventurous into something constructive.
Oh, you know what she could do? She could get revenge. It's like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm busy being the representative of the So Tall. You should send the mean girl.
I'm just surprised that the original leader of So Tall isn't doing it.
Well, the original leader of So Tall is essentially acting as a council advisory.
I'd say he's no longer the leader when we beat him.
Yeah.
Technically, the old man that leads the Hunter Village is now the leader of the So Tall.
Right.
Yeah, Crush is basically acting as a
advisor.
Kind of what we're doing right now, or what we're picking up right now. He's like basically on the council as if we're.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that entire thing was essentially deciding the fate of a civilization.
And now we get to do it again.
Yeah. Like, if you guys had lost, like, the villagers wouldn't have been killed. They would have just been absorbed. And their society changed.
Yeah, their society would have changed, and we probably would have had less resources to play with now in terms of food, because they would have, the Sotal would have strip mined the place. Well, not necessarily, because the hunters would still taught them how to do it correctly. It was just a matter of who's calling the shots.
Yeah. You would have had less soft resources and more hard resources. Like for instance, the hunters can act like a better scout network than the Sotal, but the Sotal can act as better military and spy than they can.
And they have the much more fun tech that keeps fucking with you. Like that one.
I know.
Shield.
I like being able to have an energy shield that gives me plus 1d soak.
Well, that's not energy shield. That's like some kind of special cloth. The one that I keep messing him with is the shield baton.
Oh yeah, the shield baton.
Keep coming up with your uses for that.
No, what he's talking about are actually they're kind of like flexy shield plating.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, they have that. I want that. Give it to me.
Well, you can always go and ask. That's how I got a lot of the crap we've got from them. I was like, hey, do you guys have any, we're doing this thing. Do you have any spare this when we fought you that, you could lend us?
Now, that being said, unlike the Mando, if you ask, you'll probably need a persuasion roll. Because despite the initial interactions, they do respect the Mando more because of similar culture. Which is why they've just handed some stuff over or asked for occasional training.
Yeah. And I've been more than happy to continue that symbiotic relationship, because they make our commandos badass, and then I make their commandos badass, and then everybody wins.
I feel like the fact that I can single-handedly beat their city guard, their army captain.
That was embarrassing. She was straight up embarrassed when you beat her so soundly.
I beat her within 6 seconds soundly.
Yeah.
Like,
now, if you fought Crash, I think that would have gone differently.
Mm-hmm.
If I had fought Crash, I had 10 character points at the time. I would have just dumped him to be able to just go, no.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, Crow had to go all out almost to the point of passing out.
Yes, I was using every force power I knew, including the one that says you have 10 rounds, or you just fall the fuck down. There's no resisting roll. You just fall the fuck down and are unconscious.
Like I said, I
would have.
I at least spent a couple character points to resoundingly beat her. I would have went, here's all 10. Go.
Well, you can only spend 5 at a time.
Oh. Fine, I would spend 5 on that to get the hit, and then another 5 on the damage.
Hey, I would have spent character points, but I don't have any character points ever, because I'm spending them all keeping you guys alive.
I hope you'll have some more options with the 20 XP.
Yeah, I already spent them all.
Damn it. At least you have force points.
Yeah.
I got my force point back and an extra.
12 points went into command.
Damn.
It's like 6 to raise the base command, and then another 6 points to buy specialization in the Maquis, so next time this happens, it'll be a lot cheaper to raise it.
That's why.
Yeah. So my base command is 6D, effectively 7D. Unless our satellite network is working, then it's 8D. And then I will have a specialization in Maquis, which will be much higher. And since you guys are Maquis, the specialization works on both you and the army.
Instead of just get the base command that you've been giving us.
Yeah.
I know, I'm probably going to have to put some big engineer.
There are 3 satellites remaining before you get global coverage.
The other thing, also, is I've literally been training to the point where any vehicle except for a starfighter, at this point, and a capital ship. I think capital ships require a different skill. Spaceship.
Yeah, capital ships, capital ship piloting.
So, outside of starfighters and capital ships, I could sufficiently keep myself alive at this point.
Well, then I guess we need to start working on your starfighter skills then.
But my walkers.
Yes, but there's going to be places where the walkers don't work, like over the ocean.
But
I will say this ahead of time, by the way. The files that I showed you guys, I think I will actually go into revise.
And at some point we need to go. At some point we're going to have to go into space.
Yeah,
I'll just fly the Catal. I think we'll be fine.
No, that's the beauty. That's the beauty of the R-wing, because I found out in one of the Star Fox games they had transforming R-wings that can turn into walkers.
You gotta be very careful about those. Yeah. David was very explicit about what we can and can't do with
Transformers. Oh no, I wasn't gonna do them anyway, but I was just joking. I was looking it out.
That's it. The Kaital, depending on the situation, the Kaital may not be appropriate. We won't know until we get there.
Yep.
I do remember that the liberation of Zenti is like the point of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, we're a third of the way there.
Yeah. I shall catch one later.
Yeah, we gotta log off too. It's almost midnight.
Yeah,
I gotta get a few hours to finish work. Some work